Tendermint is the sort of original team that created Cosmos. And it's now an ecosystem of many, many companies. But we started things off here in 2014. I became CEO roughly 1 year ago. I have a background in UI development and front-end development. So I care a lot about user experience, bringing crypto to mainstream and bringing Cosmos to mainstream. So what is Cosmos, right? So Cosmos is a rapidly growing ecosystem of interconnected blockchains. The mission of Cosmos is connect all chains together. It doesn't have to be a Cosmos blockchain. It can be Ethereum, it can be Bitcoin, it can be a Polkadot chain, it can be, Binance chain. But, any chain that really exists, should be connected together. And that's what we believe here at Cosmos. We have this protocol. We like to call it a layer 0 protocol called IBC. It's the Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol. And it's designed to allow, any chain, any sort of fast finality chain, any proof of stake chain really to connect to each other and permissionlessly send tokens between each other.
With Cosmos being called like the Internet of blockchains too, I guess Cosmos IPC just launched recently as well. Can you talk a little bit more about that and what that sets up for Cosmos DeFi?
Yeah, so what IBC enables is for people and communities to build their own sovereign blockchain with their own token that they and their community control, but also be able to transfer it to other chains for things like swapping or exchanging or, participating in yield protocols, etc. And we feel like this is the really, the major breakthrough that Cosmos offers, right? Cosmos tech is, used by a lot of different chains. Currently secures over $75 billion worth of crypto assets. Some of those you may have heard of include Binance Coin, Terra, Crypto.com, Cosmos Hub, Thorchain. Those are all built on the Cosmos stack. And what IBC will enable is for all of these chains to connect and communicate together and send tokens across chain to create interchain DeFi. Beyond that, it's also, very environmentally sustainable, right? It's built on a proof of stake consensus protocol called Tendermint Core, which is, 4 to 5 magnitudes, cheaper in costs than a proof of work chain like Ethereum. We really love Ethereum, but we think that, a lot of transactions don't need to, to occur on Ethereum mainnet.
Yeah, and I think for those that haven't paid attention too, if you look at even the top projects out there, low key, a lot of the top 30 plus projects are Tendermint based projects that have been building around Tendermint and going to be connecting into Cosmos. Just name a few too. We have Binance Coin, Terra. We got Kava, Luna as well. So there's a lot of amazing projects being built. Persistence also too. We just had them on. There's been a lot of projects been built on Tendermint, and I guess what you guys kind of rapidly expanding your guys' ecosystem as well. Are we going to start seeing all these different? I guess they're different Tendermint projects come together and into the Cosmos IBC and Cosmos DeFi ecosystem?
That's correct. That's the goal. So the reason why you have been hearing a lot about, what Cosmos has to offer and what the Cosmos Hub has to offer in particular is because, as a team and as a community, we've been focused very much on infrastructure development, right? And now the infrastructure is finally at a level where, inter-blockchain transfers has been enabled. We can start actually building DeFi applications. And we've been doing that for the past few months. And in fact, the very next release that the Cosmos community is putting out there is called the Gravity DEX Protocol. And this is an interchain exchange protocol that allows people to create liquidity pools and swap tokens, that they've created themselves on their own blockchain and they have sent over to the Cosmos Hub.
So yeah, we haven't really fully seen Cosmos DeFi quite yet. And would you say that with Cosmos, Gravity DEX, and Osmosis, and these other upcoming AMM and projects out there, we can expect kind of DeFi liquidity, Cosmos LP pools to start coming out and farming and participation in, I guess, all these different Cosmos DeFi hubs and DeFi farms?
Yeah, I think what we've seen in the crypto ecosystem as a whole is that 2021 is the year that crypto is going multi-chain, right? Crypto is going interchain, And what Cosmos offers is the ability for DeFi to go interchain at the same time. So beyond just an exchange, a way of exchanging tokens that supports the IBC protocol, there is also a bridge being built to Ethereum and EVM-based blockchains. Like Polygon, like Phantom, like Binance Smart Chain. Those chains will also be able to communicate to all Cosmos chains, and all Cosmos chains communicate to each other. So you see where this is going. A world where all chains communicate and transfer tokens with each other permissionlessly. That's what we're excited about.
Yeah, I think that with that idea, leaving the idea behind of being like a single chain maxi out there. I mean, we're living in the world where each of these chains can run their own transactions now separately. That will then not clog up each of the protocols and networks. And then if they want to talk to each other, I guess that's where the Cosmos IBC or like the idea of inter-blockchain communication comes into play as well too. I think with Cosmos, when I first saw you guys too, you guys one of the first projects that kind of brought that idea together of interconnectivity and interconnected blockchains. Can you tell us a little bit more about the ecosystems that you're trying to build and what you're envisioning for that for the whole Cosmos ecosystem?
Yeah, so for the whole Cosmos ecosystem, we envision a world where all chains communicate and bring value to each other, right? So networks are strong based on the variety and diversity of economies that go into it, right? And we believe that a single layer one, no matter how scalable it is never really able to capture the entire world's economy, right? Like if you're doing local transactions, let's say in a farmer's market in your hometown, right? It doesn't really need to be broadcast on a global blockchain to the entire world, right? That's sort of an inefficient use of resources. So we believe that local blockchains specific to geographic areas is one way where smaller communities can create value amongst each other, and as needed to bring this value to the global level, to global scale, depending on what products they offer, right? When it comes to, let's say, the launch of a new video game, or the launch of a new NFT store where you really want everyone in the world to participate, there are chains meant for those. But if you're doing something that only a small number of people need to participate in, or has a very specific audience, let's say one particular game, let's say, that wants to run its own blockchain, that's where Cosmos is here for, to support the long tail of blockchain use cases that really shouldn't be paying tens or hundreds of dollars on more expensive blockchains.
So with what Cosmos is building too, are we able to? I guess the question from Jesse too is like, are we able to bridge directly between, like, let's say, like ETH and Binance Smart Chain, or right now, or is it only I guess for Cosmos IBC enabled projects as well, to kind of give us like where the state
there's of. Two different protocols that play here. One is IBC. This is the one that we've been working on the longest, and this protocol allows it's really a chain agnostic protocol as long as you have fast finality, right? Which is most, if not all, proof of stake blockchains. You're able to implement IBC and connect chains together without any intermediary, right? That's the whole idea of Cosmos, to not be reliant on any centralized factor. But this other protocol that we've been working on, this team called Althea has been building within Cosmos, is called the Gravity Bridge Protocol. And this is a protocol that bridges EVM chains, like Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, to Cosmos chains, right? So what you're going to see is a large number of Cosmos chains will be implementing Gravity Bridge. So, at any point you want to enter in from an EVM chain like Polygon or BSC or Ethereum into Cosmos, you're able to do that directly. And if you wanted to connect, let's say, from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain, you would likely go through the Cosmos Hub, because the Cosmos Hub is currently, the most valuable decentralized blockchain in Cosmos. So through the Cosmos Hub, you have a way to exchange cross-chain tokens, right? You can exchange ETH and BSC tokens through the Gravity DEX protocol, and you're also able to send tokens to the Cosmos Hub from Ethereum, from BSC, etc., with the Gravity Bridge protocol.
And just recently, I guess I just even saw maybe yesterday too, you guys updated like a brand new roadmap, setting forth Cosmos and teeing it up for both like Cosmos DeFi and beyond as well too. I guess could you kind of like highlight what what's the new change too? I guess this is kind of the brand new set forward, and how far are you guys looking forward to? Is this the next like 5 years plus of roadmap?
I'm really proud of our community. Our first roadmap, our first roadmap was included in the white paper in 2016, and we
Mm,
finished it earlier this year with the launch of
nice.
IBC on the Cosmos Hub. And in fact, IBC has been enabled on I think 7 different mainnet chains to date, and we'll see many more of those enabled over the course of the next few months. But now that the white paper is done, right? What's the next step, right? The next step is actually a community developed roadmap that includes the work of more than 15 plus core entities, core companies in the Cosmos ecosystem, all working on cool stuff to bring to the Cosmos Hub. So, like I've mentioned already previously, the very next thing coming is the Gravity DEX protocol that allows for the exchange of cross-chain tokens from basically any chain that either supports IBC or will support IBC in the future, right? But the very next one coming after that, that's actually being voted on right now by Cosmos Atom holders, is the Gravity Bridge protocol that in the beginning will allow, the two-way transfer of ETH and ERC20 tokens from Ethereum over to Cosmos, and then IBC tokens that land on the Cosmos Hub to Ethereum. So yeah, you'll be able to see things like Luna and Atom and Rune tokens,
Nice.
go over to Ethereum, and you'll be able to trade for them on Uniswap and such. That's
Yeah, I
really
can't.
exciting to us. I know a lot
Yeah,
of people, especially on the ETH side, wouldn't just don't really care about buying tokens unless it is available on Uniswap. So that's what we're hoping to make available.
yeah, and I think with the upcoming roadmap too, and it seems like you're allow more staking initiatives as well, and more farming for, I guess, like Atom holders too to
Yeah. So
participate.
beyond just exchanging
Yep.
and bridging to other ecosystems, another really cool feature, two really cool features come for the people who stake atoms on the Cosmos Hub. So one is called staking derivatives. So it's something you might be familiar with if you know about DeFi on Ethereum. But generally, when you stake a token on Ethereum, you do get like some sort of staking derivative, which you can use if you wanted to participate in further DeFi, right? Which would magnify your risk, but you will earn further tokens. So what this does is it allows the atoms 2/3 of which need to remain staked on the Cosmos Hub to ensure its security, to also participate in DeFi with these tokens. So we think it's a great way to encourage people who are already in the Cosmos ecosystem to be able to do more things with their tokens than just stake, which gives you a regular return, but maybe a little bit boring because you can't do anything else with your token.
A lot more
But
utility.
that's definitely one way to get more utility on the way you stake atoms. But beyond that, we also have this thing called interchain staking coming. It's similar in some ways. So if you know Polkadot and you know how Polkadot works, Polkadot has like one relayer chain which secures 100 other parachains, right? So what interchain staking is the Cosmos version of that, and it allows validators on the Cosmos Hub to decide if they want to stake for more than one chain at the same time, and it allows people who hold atoms to decide if they want to stake their atoms on one or more chains. And of course, the more chains that you stake for, the more staking rewards you'll earn. But
Wow,
the
okay.
higher chance you will, you might get penalized for downtime on multiple chains.
That's actually really cool. Being able to stake across all the different chains too and collect all those
There's
rewards.
so much more coming. There's so much more on the roadmap, but this is just a 2-year roadmap just to start with.
Awesome. And 2 years is like already 20 years in in crypto land. So
It really is. It took quite a bit of effort to get the roadmap in place, actually, because Cosmos is so decentralized. As Tendermint, we're really just responsible for the Gravity DEX protocol. In fact, we've been hard at work building that, but all the other items I mentioned, are built by other companies, other teams in Cosmos.
And later tomorrow, actually, we have a Cosmos demo, Cosmos / Tendermint Power Hour 2 on demo day for everybody that is listening. We have a lot of amazing projects that's going to be showcasing what they're building on Tendermint as well too. So a lot of them, some of them are like Cosmos IBC ready as well, like Akash. You got Yumi also coming presenting, and many more too. So Persistence also. I'm so excited to have them, everybody that's listening right now. Let's kind of like go into, I hear you mentioning about the upcoming Gravity DEX too, which I've been looking forward to, and also the Gravity Bridge, which we can touch upon a little bit later first. We can talk about the Gravity DEX first. how's this new exchange different from the other current DEXs currently right now? It's just like fully, obviously, first dedicated to the Cosmos ecosystem initially, but love to learn a little bit more details of this upcoming launch and when we can expect it.
Yeah. So first of all, the Cosmos ecosystem is unique, right? It's not just one blockchain. It's hundreds of blockchains. It's over 250 blockchains and growing. And what the Gravity DEX does in comparison to DEXs on Ethereum today, or the DEXs that you might be very familiar with on other blockchains, is that it's meant to be a multi-chain DEX. That's its primary, feature. And in fact, the Cosmos Hub only has one token, right? It only has the Atom token. So it's not like you're able to trade that token with itself. So what the Gravity DEX really requires is what we've built all along, the Layer 0 IBC protocol, which allows users to permissionlessly take tokens from, let's say, Terra, from Thorchain, from Akash, etc., and bring them over to the Cosmos Hub, create these liquidity pools with, let's say, the Atom, or you can do like, an Akash Terra liquidity pool and exchange them for each other. So what we think is really cool about this is twofold, right? One is this really hasn't been done before. This has really just been the domain of centralized exchanges for the longest time, right? If you want to exchange Ethereum for BTC, you can't really do so for the longest time unless you use a centralized exchange. Or if you want to exchange, let's say, Ethereum for Atom, right? That's really impossible today without a centralized exchange. But with Gravity DEX, you're able to do so for the first time ever. So we're really excited about that. Beyond that, a lot of the tokens that we've been talking about and the tokens that we haven't been talking about, like UMI, etc., don't even exist or aren't listed on centralized exchanges altogether, right? So this is really the first time you're able to buy a lot of these tokens.
Which is exciting. You said that there's over 240 projects building in the Cosmos ecosystems, which is that's a huge amount as well. So, I haven't even kept track of all those projects, but now, being able to have these projects like Yumi launch in a decentralized way, whether it be like IDO or however they want to launch on just like the Gravity DEX as well, allows for people to essentially be part of the projects early on and grow with them too. And so I think that's what's cool about getting early access and getting access in a decentralized way as well too with the Gravity DEX too.
Yeah, so you don't have to be, a team like Terra or Thorchain. You can, in fact, launch your own blockchain on a weekend and create the token and send it to the Cosmos Hub and create a liquidity pool with the Atom. This is all stuff that requires, nothing but you and a computer and, potentially a few atoms to start with to pay for transaction fees.
And eventually, I guess you will start connecting into the other popular, another, I guess, like Ethereum chains and other major chains out there too. So
that's
not
where
only
Gravity Bridge comes in. Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll go into that a little bit as well too. I know that's like another big thing, but kind of like closing, talking a little bit more about the Gravity DEX as well too. I guess, how's it in terms of like differentiation between the experience and the order books and how it functions as well too? Like, how's it compared to like Uniswap? What are the different features that you saw that might not actually, what a good point too is, like, we saw like Ethereum, gas fees was at a all-time high too with Cosmos and Cosmos transactions has been much more less as well too. I'm sure that also like provided and created new like tools and options that you guys can add new features, as I say, to the Gravity DEX that wouldn't be available otherwise in like Ethereum as well. Would you say that there's definitely advantages with what you guys seen?
Yeah, so we have a couple innovations. Like you mentioned before, this one's not one of them, but it's just much cheaper, right? Like spending a penny to send an exchange is just much better than sending $10 or $40 or $100. So that's something that I've forgotten about because I've been in Cosmos for so long. But beyond that, we also have an innovation meant for liquidity providers, and it's called the Equivalent Swap Price Model, or ESPM. And it's just a slightly more efficient algorithm for price discovery, which reduces the amount of arbitrage that traders can do, but that also increases the accuracy of the prices on exchanges, which is great for people who just want to do an exchange. So I would categorize that as an improvement in user experience. But beyond that, we also have solved MEV attacks. So we batch process trades on the Gravity DEX, right? So they're put into a batch, and validators cannot choose, which set of transactions they want to run first before others, right? So it's much more fair to the people actually trading, and it's something that we believe should be a fundamental part of any decentralized exchange.
I think we had one question from Mark too, as well as will Atom token be utilized as like the how would it be utilized in the Gravity DEX as well? Obviously, it would be potentially just like a trading pair too. Is there any other utilities you guys are thinking about as well
Yeah.
too?
So first of all, the Atom will have the most liquidity on the Gravity DEX, given that the Gravity DEX is built on top of the Atom and secured by the Atom. So we would expect the vast majority of pairs and the most liquidity to go towards Atom X token pairs, right? But beyond that, right, given that the Gravity DEX is built on top of the Atom, to conduct trades, you will also need to have, a few Atom. By a few, I mean like maybe a few cents worth is all you need, really.
Nice, because that's how low the transaction fees are. We touched upon it on the Gravity DEX too, and that kind of leads me to the next part of what you guys are launching too, which is the Gravity Bridge. We touched on it very lightly too, but let's give it like a quick overview for everybody listening here too on what the Gravity Bridge is. And I think one of the other questions that somebody in the crowd asked you is it essentially wrapping these other assets like wrapped ETH into Cosmos? So it'd be like C-ETH or something, or ETH Cosmos. How does that look like with the Gravity Bridge?
Yeah, so that's a great comment. That's exactly correct. It is basically wrapped ETH coming over the Gravity Bridge to Cosmos. And the Gravity Bridge is being proposed to the Cosmos Hub today, and it's being voted on by Atom holders, by Atom stakers. But we foresee it passing, and it's not just ETH, right? So it's ETH, it's all ERC20 tokens, and potentially in the future, ERC 721 tokens. But it's also not just Ethereum, right? It's built on top of Cosmos technology and also built on top of Solidity. So in fact, any chain that supports the EVM and supports Solidity smart contracts can, implement the EVM side of Gravity Bridge and be able to send tokens from their chain over to Cosmos chains. So we think that's super exciting.
Let's see here. In terms of the Gravity DEX, with the transactions kind of being so low on Cosmos as well, I guess, are you guys able to perform like cheaper ERC20 sends and batch transactions, or how does that when you're dealing with like the ETH assets and other soon to be like Polkadot and others as well too, how would that like increase like the ease of access and use for like Ethereum DeFi with Cosmos and vice versa?
Yeah, so there are a number of projects in Cosmos already that will also be using the Gravity Bridge. Some of them, include Sommelier Finance, Umi. There are also others, so they will be using the Gravity Bridge as well. And what the Gravity Bridge offers are cheaper transaction costs, and cheaper transaction costs for bridging and for wrapping, because it does bridge, not bridge, but it does batch a number of ERC20 sends together. So every so often, probably every few minutes, a large number of transactions will come across from Ethereum over to Cosmos. And then once you're in Cosmos land, right, all of your ERC20 tokens will be wrapped, and you'll be able to send them for pennies across the internet of blockchains, which is super exciting.
Great. See, if anybody has any questions too, feel free to fire. We'll take a few more Q&As as we're going through here and wrapping up our talk about Cosmos DeFi here too. I guess looking at like the overall like developer ecosystem for Cosmos, I mean, like, yeah, you guys said that you have over 240 projects still, many of them still unknown too, and still about to launch. And I expect once the Gravity DEX comes out as well, we can expect projects that are going to want to like IDO and come out, and that really jump starts, like these, what we've seen these in other like early ecosystems in like Ethereum DeFi, for example. People were able to just jump from ideation to building a team to immediately launching to get listed on let's like Uniswap, and that had a huge impact in terms of innovation and allowing people to build more in the space as they are able to get their token live as well too, right? I guess can you talk about like the developer ecosystem you guys have built? I mean, you guys been like, obviously you've been focusing a lot of just like building in the past like 5 years. You guys hit your actual roadmap. There's not, how many teams can actually say that they've accomplished that as well too. How does the developer ecosystem look for you guys in terms of continued growth, and what are you guys looking forward to?
So our developer ecosystem is very large and growing very quickly. We actually have the second largest developer ecosystem, only second to Ethereum in terms of total value of the chains built on our technology, right? Today there's over 75 billion USD worth of tokens built on Cosmos technologies, and no other ecosystem can claim that except for Ethereum. So aside from Gravity DEX, one of our biggest focuses at Tendermint is improving the developer experience of launching new chains, because no doubt about it, launching a smart contract is much cheaper and easier and faster than launching a new blockchain, right? It's like a sort of a magnitude, like 10 times harder, really, right now, right? So how do we get people to build more projects? That's been a question that we've been, working on over the course of the past year. We've been releasing a product on sort of like a monthly cadence now on, I think, V16 called Starport. And so what Starport is, it's sort of like Ruby on Rails for blockchain development, right? So in case you're not familiar with Ruby on Rails, it's a very sort of very well-known web development framework that lets you, scaffold a new web application with a few lines of code, right? So it'll create the database for you, it'll create the front end for you, it'll create the ability for you to add and remove, and sort and view products. Let's say if you're making like a shopping cart product or something, or like a blog. So we're doing the same thing with Starport, right? With a few command line strings, you're able to create a new blockchain with a brand new token, with its own tokenomics, and you're able to launch a testnet on your local machine all within a few minutes. But beyond that, it's also extremely powerful. It's the same technology that powers Binance Chain, same technology that powers Cosmos Hub, the same tech that powers Terra and Thorchain, right? So we're making this both accessible and also, something you could really dive deeply into. If you wanted to build like a toy chain for yourself on the weekend and launch it on the Cosmos Hub and let people buy and sell it, you can. But if you want to build something that has billions of dollars worth of value, you can also do that. And actually, in early 2019, with the launch of the Cosmos Hub, what followed very shortly after was the launch of Binance Chain, built on the exact same tech as the Cosmos Hub.
Nice. So I'll definitely keep everybody posted here if we launch the DeFi Summit coin on and launch it on Gravity DEX or the DeFi Summit DAO.
You should definitely do it. It's really cheap.
Yeah, just for fun and try it out too. And so when you talk about like the ease of development too, that's what I saw like the Cosmos Starport is it's kind of building this easy way to deploy.
So Starport is many things. The one I've been describing is called Starport CLI. It's a command line interface that allows developers to build chains quickly, but also build very valuable chains if they want to. But we also have been trying to answer, this question from the community. Where's the launchpad for Cosmos? What's the IDO platform for Cosmos? And that's where Starport Network comes in. So Starport Network is a chain we're hoping to launch in Q4, early Q1. It's still under heavy development, but essentially it's a blockchain to launch blockchains. So,
that's really meta.
Exactly. So by holding tokens on the Starport Network blockchain, you will likely benefit from the launch of other blockchains that are built with Starport itself. So,
okay. That's really cool.
Well, we're solving the problem right now with Starport, CLI, to have making the development of blockchains easy. The development of blockchain is only one part of launching a blockchain. In the proof of stake land, right, one of the hardest things to get right is the initial token distribution, right? Because unlike mining, like, with Ethereum or Bitcoin or other, proof of work chains, you can't just post, a link to your software and be like, hey, whoever starts mining this early, will hold on to some of the, or most of the initial tokens, right? In proof of stake land, you really need to define all the holders of the tokens from the beginning, right? And if you make a mistake in choosing the wrong set of initial token holders, maybe they're just in it for a pump and dump, or they're not really aligned with the vision that you have for your chain, it becomes impossible to change the initial token distribution. So that's what Starport Network comes in to help. It's a two-sided marketplace to allow developers to find value-aligned investors. And by value aligned investors, I mean people who really believe in the project, also validators who want to validate for the project. And by creating this Genesis file, this initial token distribution together, both it'll save a lot of time, because otherwise you're gonna have to make cold emails to random people, and maybe actually hire a marketing person or marketing team to help you get the initial token distribution where you want. But it turns it into
a collaborative activity to really jumpstart and launch projects from
a
the ground
collaborative
up.
activity. You can imagine it something like a Reddit, where if you upvote, let's say, a post, it's considered you
Brand new
wanting to
ideas
participate in this new project. So we expect Starport Network to allow for the creation of the next million blockchains. We expect blockchains to be launching off of Starport Network on a daily basis off of this platform.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're hitting kind of like the tail end here of our chat here. We'll definitely, this is just the start of Cosmos DeFi. Yeah, we were excited to hear how your guys' platform further develops, and definitely love to have you back on again as you guys further progress on your brand new roadmap as well too. Everybody that's listening here too, Cosmos DeFi is coming. You heard it here. You heard it here, and I'm personally excited to utilize the Gravity DEX and see what we could do for Cosmos DeFi farming, as well as connecting a lot of the other projects that I've been involved with, like from Luna, Persistence, Akash, Thorchain, Ruin as well too. So I'm excited to actually start, connect and trade against the Cosmos and Gravity DEX too. I guess in closing thoughts too, with everybody here attending DeFi Summit as well. I guess what would be your last thoughts you want to share about Cosmos DeFi and what people can expect?
Yeah, so I would just like to say the infrastructure is done. Cross-chain token transfers is here, and all those projects you just mentioned before, we're talking to as well. We're working on ways to provide as much liquidity as possible through our efforts with both the Gravity DEX and another project you mentioned earlier, Osmosis, is another AMM that's launching, I think, on Saturday in the Cosmos ecosystem.
Oh yeah, nice.
So there's going to be so many opportunities for DeFi and arbitrage available on Cosmos, and then from Cosmos to Ethereum right soon with Gravity Bridge. And I really appreciate the community and what they're all building here. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen these next 6 months.
We're excited too on our side too. So, well, thanks, Peng. Thanks for hopping on today and today's fireside chat at DeFi Summit. And we'll hope to get you back on again.
Thank you so much for having me, Justin.
All right. Thank you.